Wir sind hier immer noch auf der PDAC 2018, vorletzter Tag, und wir kommen jetzt zu einem sehr interessanten Unternehmen, das in Bälde in Produktion gehen will. Und wir wollen uns jetzt mal ein Update holen, wie lange das wohl noch dauern wird und was man bis dahin plant. Stephen, welcome. Our readers, just told our readers that they know the company already and about your plans going into production this year, very soon this year. Perhaps you could give us an update where you are with that. When do you think you might be able to open the mine, and perhaps what you have to do until then?
Thank you. So the mine is in full construction right now. We've already developed the underground with 5 mining levels opened up for commercial production. We have the mill project in full construction now, and the mill building is up. The mill equipment is going in right now, and we expect to have all of that completed by June. So the idea is there's a power line also coming in, so we are plugging into the grid, and that power will be also in June. All of our permits completed by then, so we'll be able to turn it on at the beginning of July.
That's certainly good to hear. What of course will interest people is what you're planning to produce, the volumes of ore will be going through the mill, what you expect to come out at the other end.
Right.
Can you give us an indication of that?
So initially we'll be producing at a 540 ton per day mining rate, but we have 40,000 tons of ore already stockpiled on surface. So we will be augmenting the mining rate with the surface stockpile to run the mill at 800 tons per day. So the idea is then to apply for a permit to expand that, because we would like to ramp up to over 1,000 tons per day, so that eventually we get to the point where we move from about 60,000 to 80,000 to 100,000 ounces a year of production.
Now, you certainly have the material to get going and keep going for a while, because you just updated a couple of weeks ago your resource calculation, tripled it, I think. Can you tell us a bit what you had before, where you're at now, and what you plan? Because it says here 80,000 further meters of drilling planned for 2018. Can you tell us a bit where that drill is going to?
So the drilling right now is going in a number of areas. So the prime areas, of course, Sugar Zone and Middle Zone, where we have our 1.5 million ounces right now. But we have to move the category up, so we're infill drilling those areas to move inferred resources to indicated resources and to proven ore. We are also drilling on strike and down dip. So we do exploration drilling as well as infill drilling on the deposits. So the idea, of course, we'll have 3 to 4 rigs drilling at the mine, and then at least 2 rigs, maybe 3 rigs drilling exploration. So the idea behind this project was to get the initial mine into production. We've built up the resources and built the mine basically from nothing, from a small initial reserve of about 180,000 ounces. So now we're at 1.5 million. It's still getting bigger, and we use that cash flow then to develop the rest of the property and hit a number of our other exploration targets. So we feel there will be multiple discoveries on this property.
That's what I was going to ask, because it's a big property and you already have discovered multiple zones. Is there a particular area focusing on, or you're testing multiple of the zones?
We have now assembled a land package of 80,000 hectares. So we've done airborne geophysics, we've done surface sampling, geochem, we've done IP, induced polarization surveys. So now we've outlined targets over that entire belt that we have. We've covered an entire greenstone belt. So systematically over the next 2 years we will be testing many of these targets. But right now we've extended the strike length of the Sugar Zone area from initially about 500 meters in strike length. We're now out to 7 kilometers. So we've found multiple zones along that 7-kilometer strike length. But in total, we have about 60 kilometers of strike length. So we've only touched maybe a 10% of this property.
So not only Harte is going to go into production soon and aims to ramp it up to about 100,000 ounces a year, but you also have a regional exploration potential to increase that the size of your reserves and resources further. So there have been a couple of, or I don't know a couple, but some takeovers in the area by majors. I think of Richmond Mines, for example. Yes. Is that something you might contemplate, or do you say, we brought this mine from nothing to something and we want to be there till the end, or how do you think that would go?
Well, our primary focus, and it's a good question, is to make the shareholders money. So I'm a big shareholder. I bought all of my shares from the market. When we took over the company in 2009, I didn't have any shares. So what we want to do is obviously make all the shareholders money. We'd like to increase the value of the property by finding more gold, even base metals. We have base metal potential on the property as well. So we would like to test some of these targets so that we can see what the value could be on the property. I think at some point, obviously, there will be people interested in buying the company. So if the shareholders think it's a good deal at the time, we would sell. If the shareholders say, no, there's not enough value yet, then we keep going. So you know what? You have to take things individually and decide what's the market, what's the valuation, is it a good deal for shareholders? If it's a good deal for shareholders, then obviously we look at that. But you know, we're mine-building people. We've built many mines in various countries around the world, and we like mining. So, but you know, at the right price, I guess everything is for sale, and I think the shareholders will make money either way. And eventually, of course, if we're there and we've developed a very good, solid cash-flowing company, we would like to pay dividends and make sure the shares continue to rise in value.
Thank you. Certainly sounds as if you're in a comfortable position right now, things coming to completion. So we look forward to see how that goes, and hopefully see the mine opening sometime this summer.
Thank you very much. We'll be doing that, and you're invited.
Oh, thank you. Perhaps next interview from the mine then.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.